Hello and welcome back. So in the previous lesson, we went ahead and created our test user and we assigned the roles that were necessary to not only manage our data, but to also create that data in the form of profiles for our end users. What we're going to do here is create the file share that will be used to store our user profile virtual disks. Now on the screen, I'm logged into the Azure portal and I'm at the overview page for my Burks Bikes storage account. To create a file share for our deployment, what we're going to do here is in the left pane, if we scroll down under File Service, we can see file shares. We could also do it right from this tab here in the overview page. But we'll go ahead and click File Shares, and we can see we have no file shares provisioned yet. To create the file share that's going to host our profiles, we'll simply click plus file share. And I'm never sure if this is a link or a button. I'm not sure what to call it. But what we'll do here is give our new file share a name, and we'll just call it WVD profiles. And now what we need to do is specify a quota here. Now this isn't mandatory. You don't see the little red star here, but you don't want this stuff to grow uncontrollably either. For this environment, I'll set this to 10 gig. 10 gig should be sufficient. And then we have different storage tiers here, transaction optimized, hot, and cool. We're not doing transactions, and this data will be accessed pretty frequently because it's profile data. So what we'll do is we'll choose hot for the storage tier, and we'll create the file share. And so now we have our file share provisioned. Now what we need to do here, we need to collect some information. We need to grab the storage account access key, and we need to grab the file share path because we'll need this information to configure FSLogix later on. So what I'm doing here is opening up a notepad here on my other screen. And what we'll do here first is collect the storage account access key. Now to do that, since we're already in the storage account, if we scroll up, we can see here we have access keys under settings. This is where we want to get an access key from. And we actually have two to choose from. We can use either one. We don't need the connection string. We just need the key. So what I'll do is use key 1 and I'll copy this and I'm pasting it into a text file on my other screen here. I'll just drag it over so you can see what it looks like. So that's my access key. Now what I also need to do is get my file share path and I need to get it in SMB format. So you'll see what I mean here in a second. Now to get this file share path, what we'll do is scroll back down to file shares. And if we select the file share we created and then go to properties, we can see the URL in HTTP format. I'm going to copy this and paste it into my text file here. And if I drag this over here, this URL format is not SMB format. So we can't use it with FSLogix. But what we can do is convert this into an SMB format simply by removing the HTTPS, changing the whack to the backslashes, and changing the / here to \. So now we have a legit SMB UNC name that we're going to use to access our file share later on in the configuration of FSLogix. So I'll go ahead, drag this back off screen, and at this point, we'll call it a wrap, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we'll install the FSLogix software on our pooled VMs.